Alright, good morning, good afternoon. This is just a little short tutorial on using the assign incident method that has replaced the previous transfer incident method. So, what's going to happen is that you're going to get an email that looks like this: student name, number, reference number, and respond to inquiry details. When you click on that, it is going to take you to essentially this page here. You will have to log in if you're not currently logged in to the Uconnect PeopleSoft system, but yeah, it is what it is. You may find that it is a little bit slow to load. It has been an issue that it's taking a little bit of time to load, but they found that the preferred browser is actually Chrome. So if you're using Internet Explorer, Firefox, or Safari and having issues, see if Chrome works a little better for you. I think, as I put in my email, because this has a much nicer interface to look at and work with, it is unfortunately going to take a little bit more time to load, whereas the previous method was plain text. So that's one reason why it loaded so much quicker. Now, there have been a number of changes that were actually brought forward from academics in the engineering department. I think we were the first to completely switch over to to this system, and every single piece of feedback that was given to me, I took to the team and said, can we do this? Can we do this? Can we do this? Some of those things included having a save button, and if you will notice, there is now no compose response, and there's no actual need to add a new note. As soon as you open up your web browser, it will already have a new note ready for you. So the only thing that you need to do is to come in, read the most recent incident to find out what we are asking of you, and of course, by all means, scroll down to get the backstory. But as you will see here, far better to read, or far easier to read, each incident and who it came from and when it came from them than what you were previously seeing. Something that is a little bit different, that I don't think that there's anything that can be done to make it as similar to the old way as possible, is that attachments are now found in a separate, kind of like a separate tab, if you will. So you will need to, when there's actually attachments here, I think it'll be pretty self-explanatory, as is upload. Now, as far as I'm aware, you can only upload one file at a time. And just as an FYI, if you tick private, it does mean the student can't see it. If you don't tick private, they will be able to see whatever documents you do put up. So you can type your response here, and then hit save, and then you will be able to see how it looked, and double check it to see if maybe you put an error, and then you can make a new note and then say, oh look, sorry, I meant this, not that. Unfortunately, you can't really delete a message, but you know, I don't think you've ever been able to do that. So if you are completely content with what you've written, you can hit save and close. Just note that if you do that, you'd have to go back to your email and click on the link to get back to where you were. The other thing that I suppose is not what we had done previously, but just a little backstory for you. When you responded to an incident in the past, it would be basically, it would come straight back to the person who sent it to you, and we could then action it. With this new system, if you don't actually assign it back to us, it's just going to go back to the generic queue and sit there until we get to it. So it probably is our preference, if you can, to make sure you assign it back to the person who sent it to you, which you will always be able to see now, whereas before I know sometimes it would just say user. You will be able to see who actually sent it to you. So to assign it to somebody, you just write their name, and a drop-down box will appear, and you just click their name, and then you can hit save or save and close. But this ensures that it goes back to the person who was working on it, particularly in the event that it is something that is urgent, that needs to be handled quickly. So again, I know that this is an extra step you didn't have to do before, but yeah, it would be very helpful for us if you could do that, but especially if it's something that's urgent. If it's something that maybe isn't as urgent, then and you forget, that's of course fine as well. But if you can remember, we would certainly appreciate that, because then we can get to work on it. So that's pretty much all you need to know. Everything else isn't really that relevant. I mean, obviously, knowing what program they're in and their major is relevant, and knowing their name and student number if you want to look up the transcript. But otherwise it's just type your message here, and if you need to look at attachments, say if it's a prospective and credit application, you can just open them up from here. We'll still continue to try to combine in situations where there's over 5 attachments, and or 3 to 5 attachments, I think it was the agreement. And you can just write your note as you did previously, and then just hit save or save and close. So if you have any questions, feel free to let me know, and hopefully you won't find the new system too cumbersome. All right, thank you. Have a good day.